Welcome back to Rome. My contributors this week are Randy Sklar, host of the podcast Sklarbro Country, and Shannon Owens from the Orlando Sentinel. We are going in. Shannon, let me start with you. Dallas over New York. Just one of 16 games, or is that a significant breakthrough win for the Cowboys?
I think it was a significant breakthrough for the Cowboys because they had to overcome a lot of adversity. Jason Witten was injured. He wasn't 100%. The offensive line wasn't giving Tony all the protection that he needed. You know, they had a lot of obstacles that they had to overcome in that game, and they won on the road, and they were using several different receivers. And toward the end of the game, Romo even got Miles Austin involved, who was like MIA for most of the game. So I think they overcame a lot of things.
Well, I think the fact that Tony Romo had to, I mean, the biggest play of the game was the 3rd and 11 on his own 25. He's got to make a pass. He's got to make a difficult pass to a receiver that isn't his go-to receiver. It's not Witten, okay? He's got to make a tough pass, and he makes it on the road. This, you know, for Tony Romo, this is a huge confidence booster for him, for the Cowboys going into the Meadowlands and winning. If they win that game at home, I'm like, all right, it's one of 16 games. But they won at the Meadowlands, which, what happened to the Giants?
Yeah, by the way, what did happen to the Giants? They couldn't have been more flat last night. They did not look like the defending world champs. I mean, certainly Dallas happened to the Giants, but New York did not look like New York. What was their deal?
I think New York was just, you know, kind of maybe not as confident going into that game. I didn't see a swagger about them. Plus, they had some injuries, too, so they weren't at 100% themselves.
Here's my theory. Tom Coughlin is the type of guy who's like, you didn't win anything last year. He loves to play it down. You guys, let's go into the season like we haven't won twice in the last 4 years. I bet his guys bought totally into that, and they're like, we didn't win anything. There's no reason to have a swagger on the field.
Well, Coach, I thought we were pretty good. I guess we're not.
We're not, yeah.
But it should have been like that a little bit, too, because remember last year, they went 0-4 in November in the first game of December before they beat Dallas. So they're not exactly, you know, they're
not out of it.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah, trust me, they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And Dallas didn't exactly win a Super Bowl last night, but that's a good start, and I think that is meaningful. That's a good thing for them. Let's talk Santonio Holmes and Mark Sanchez. Santonio, Randy says, hey, listen, when he found out about that trade for Tim Tebow, he was, quote, rattled. I mean, there's a lot of bad things that you can say about a quarterback. Yeah. There is nothing worse that you can say than he is, quote, rattled.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, I'm like, who's advising this guy in terms of media? A-Rod? It seems like something that A-Rod, me and Jeter had sleepovers. No, stop saying that. But it's like, you know, you don't want to say that about your quarterback, especially now. I mean, Sanchez has done a beautiful job of handling this. I feel like, look, Sanchez didn't want the media circus that was Tim Tebow coming to New York, a media circus already. You know, that's probably why he was a little worried. He handled it well. Why are you bringing this up now? Because now he's got to answer it in the locker room.
Exactly. It seems to me he wasn't coming for him per se. He's just not thinking. I mean, you've got Sanchez, who's handled the thing with Holmes well. The two of these guys were not on the same page. He's handled that. He's handled Tebow. And then Santonio gets off this blast right before the opener. Is it going to be damaging?
I don't know that it's going to be long-term damaging. I mean, this is just going to be another blip, and it'll blow over. But, you know, he did throw his boy under the bus. I mean, like, he took his man card, he took his confidence, and he just stomped on it.
Like, not just a quarterback card, a man card.
A man card. He took his man card. I don't think he did it maliciously, but he just talked a little bit too much.
You got to know what you're saying in these situations. And also, there's a confidence thing in letting your guy go out there and talk to the media. Like, now, every time Santonio Holmes gets and talks to the mic, they're probably not going to let him talk on the mic.
But we media people love that, though. I love it when they keep it real.
By the way, don't stop answering questions, Santonio. That's fine.
Keep going.
Yeah, but the one thing is, if you're an NFL quarterback, the one thing you never want to show is any kind of weakness.
That's
you don't want to show any kind of sign that you're questioning your ability. And this guy said point blank, he's like, how did this happen? He's rattled.
Yeah, he totally threw him under the bus with that one.
I don't think he was that rattled, and I think he's going to be fine. I think it's going to blow over, but come on, Santonio.
All right, last topic, Bobby Valentine. Now, Bobby Valentine got into it with a radio host in Boston who said, hey, you know, Bobby, it looks like you've checked out. Have you checked out? Was the question out of line, or has he checked out?
No, it was a fair question. I mean, you know, he's been in the media spotlight this year for players going to management and possibly wanting to get rid of him. I sort of equate his situation a little bit to Stan Van Gundy and the Orlando Magic, because we went through that there where you had some players that maybe were not pro Stan Van Gundy, or maybe it was really one player, by the way. But so I kind of equated to that. I think you can still be successful even in dysfunction, because the Orlando Magic were in third place for a good portion of that dysfunction. However, I wonder how much longer he can go with this sort of dysfunction going on in that system.
Bottom bottom line first, though. Did he check out?
I don't think he did. Bobby Valentine is not the type of guy to check out. I think the team checked out when they traded Adrian Gonzalez. I mean, forget about Carl Crawford and maybe a little bit Josh Beckett. But once they made that huge trade with the Dodgers, I'm like, oh, they're not playing for anything anymore. So I feel like they checked out. You know, the players, you still got guys like Pedroia, that's not a guy who checks out. I just think bad fit all the way around, Bobby V, for this team. I think they were never going to get on the same page. They didn't from the beginning when Bobby V questioned Youkilis's work ethic and Pedroia stepped up and said, we don't say that in Boston. I feel like bad fit. It's not really a checking out issue. It's just you're not the right.
I agree. Bad fit, bad place, bad everything. He's grinding through it. He didn't check out. The question is, when do you take him out of his misery?
I hope not during the season. I hate to see coaches get fired during the season. I think let them ride it out because what else are they going to do?
Right. What's it going to do? You fire him now. It's not like they're going to rattle off 15 wins in September. I mean, let the guy finish it out and then do a coach's search.
Something bad could happen if they don't, though. I think my point is he may really knock somebody out if they don't take care of this. But we'll see. Guys, thanks so much. See you tomorrow.